Hello everyone and welcome, I'm GloryKiv, and in today's video I wanted to talk to you guys about why Black Ops 4 is, in the grand scheme of things, going to fail. In terms of the gameplay, I picked up COD World War II a little bit after Christmas, and so there was a couple of Christmas noobs still in there, along with myself, but I think people kind of got mistaken and they didn't expect me to be a bit of a veteran, so I found myself picking up a lot of guns and using my pistol a bit, but I still did pretty well for myself, and managed to get together a couple of streaks. I think this streak was when I was like level 4, I think 5, and I think the next game I had that was pretty good was when I was level 11, so yeah, I didn't play too much of the game. I did find it enjoyable, however, I could definitely see myself getting sick of it again, and that's really a big problem with COD, because the older games, especially after Modern Warfare 3, people really had the feeling in them just like, look, these games are way too similar, we cannot keep this going anymore, it is just too frustrating to continue to have a new game every year, but yet it just feels so similar. And so I think that was the general feeling of everyone in the community, but then Black Ops 2 came around. It kind of really revitalized the game a lot because of the way that they did the pick 10, the way that it was enough changes to be different, but it wasn't too many where people started to say, okay, this is not Call of Duty, this is way too different for me. COD Ghosts then came along, and I mean, Infinity Ward didn't innovate anything for that game. I mean, I think I remember the reveal trailer, and even I was kind of shaking my head a little bit. They were trying to show off, it's like, we've got a new mantling system, and it's you know, so different and everything. It's like, hey, just climbing over a wall a bit differently. And they were just like, we've got intelligent fish, and it's like, you swim up to fish and they swim away. That's not intelligent at all. I don't think that was a very intelligent decision to do that. But after Ghosts, the community was kind of dead again, and people started going back to Black Ops 2. Like, Black Ops 2 really, it was a successful game, and people, not most, but a good amount of people really enjoyed it and kept it going and kept going back to it for after Ghosts came out, and that was terrible, and not as many people enjoyed that. Same thing with Advanced Warfare, the boost jumping and everything, people didn't like it, went back to Black Ops 2, and just the idea of how quickly YouTubers, Call of Duty YouTubers went from the latest COD, and then like a couple months later they'd then have a video saying, oh, we're going back to multi-COD, and that was really telling, and it really kind of shows. It's like, these CODs, just their life cycles, it's just not able to last anymore. In terms of how the franchise has been going since, it's been kind of downscaled. Black Ops 3 tried to do what Black Ops 2 did and, you know, keep the COD train chugging along, I guess, and keep the boat from sinking. But did that work? Not really, to be honest. And they kept trying to shove the thrust pack down our throats, but we just did not want it. We didn't like it, and that was it. And then we had Infinite Warfare, which didn't change or do any kind of good difference in the COD community, and because people didn't enjoy that, we couldn't really go back to Black Ops 3, because that game we still didn't fully like either. And I think at that point, even if you did still like COD, you didn't really have anywhere that you could full-on turn to that would be enjoyable and good. So I think that's where Call of Duty really lost a lot of fans as well, yet again. And then now we had World War II, and people enjoyed it. It was actually like, I think at least the general perception of the community was that we actually like this game. It's good. It's like back at what COD used to be. And then a couple months in, it's just like, oh, nope, we're bored of it again. So, yeah, Black Ops 4, my opinion of it is that a lot of it is Treyarch doing their best, but it's not going to be enough, okay? The franchise is never going to be what it was before in the Modern Warfare 2 days, and like Black Ops 1, I believe there was like a record number of like 2 million people playing COD at one point in time. Like 2 million, you will never hit those kind of numbers again in Call of Duty. And that's just, yeah, it's never going to be the same. And you can try to hang on to things as much as you want, but like the development companies have got a real problem in that they have to make things different, but it can't be too different in that, you know, people don't like it. Alright, that's why the COD community is very picky in that aspect. But they're not wrong either, because for years we had the same game shoved down our throats, and then we had something new that we didn't like kept getting shoved down our throats again. And so it's at this point that the changes that the developers put in are so crucial. I'm getting the general impression that what the developers are doing these days is just really trying to make the games easier for just your average gamer to do well in, and that's really just taking the skill out of COD. I mean, who doesn't remember calling in their first Moab, getting that nuke and just calling it in? It's so satisfying after all the hard work you did to get that kill streak going, and you just call that sucker in and it just decimates everyone. So satisfying that it's almost iconic. And then they got this barricade building stuff and seeing through walls. That's just making it easier for people that have no gun skill. That's the honest truth of it. You can't take away a good player's ability to do well, alright, by making it easier for other players, alright? Like, it's terrible, but it's what developers are doing these days, because they want to satisfy the majority, but that's not how games used to work, and that's not how they should work anymore. As far as this Battle Royale mode goes, it is just a gimmick to get people interested in the game, and I don't think they're going to be able to pull it off anywhere near as well as what PUBG and Fortnite can do. I mean, they can't put in base building and stuff like that. They can't say collect wood and you can build staircases. No, that's not COD. It's not going to work, alright? And people are just going to be like, this is just ripping off of Fortnite, and they're not doing it as well. Because, I mean, think about base building in a first-person, like, aspect. You can't plan things out and, you know, do things quickly as you can in a third-person view. So that's not going to work. Or, alongside that, there's also the guns and health. You either have people dying in 2 seconds flat, because that's what COD's time to kill is, or you give people a lot of health, and then that just ends up making it so difficult to kill someone, because it ends up being like a whole magazine and a bit to just kill one person. So I guess to make things go full circle on why COD's gonna fail, and I mean Black Ops 4 is just not gonna be able to pull it off, well, for starters, there's no franchise community that's just sitting there waiting. There's no wide community like there used to be, just waiting for the next COD to come out. And although there are some people there, it's just not anywhere near as much as what it used to be, alright? And COD's been on the downward spin for a while now, and copying the Battle Royale mode is honestly even going to turn some people off of it, I think. And they are trying to keep things different and changed up, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They're boots on the ground, but I think even if it is a good game, it's going to get boring after a couple of months, and then we'll be stuck with the same problem as what COD used to have. So, Treyarch can do a good job, and no worries, they can. They always make solid games, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to bring COD back, alright? And that's why I feel as if Black Ops 4 is going to fail. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let me know on your opinions in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I've been Glory Kiv, and I'll see you next time.